Alright, hello. One second, let me add my music in. Okay, so, hi. I first off want to say that my webcam is still not working, so I'm gonna get a new one soon. So I won't have video here either. But yes, I am doing another Sundown stream today. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of modeling, a little bit of coding, I think starting with the modeling. So, what I wanted to work on today is primarily focus on the inventory system, because I'm currently working on the UI for that system and stuff surrounding it. And so there's a couple different resources in the game that I wanted to work on adding or modeling. So yeah, I'm just gonna get straight into it. And I probably won't be that talkative during this stream because I imagine there won't be a lot of people in the chat, so it might be chiller like I said last time. But yeah, so there are a couple materials here which I have not modeled yet, and it'd be cool to have them for the UI of the game. So we got some stuff here like cobalt steel, manta plate, cryoglass. I'm okay with all these three. Another thing I want to mention is some of these materials, I don't like what their premise is. Like, I like what they're crafted from, but I don't think they should have the name they have. Like, this is the dumbest name ever, Primo Crystal. It's a combination of this, which is also a stupid name. It's just because you make it out of these three gems, so it's called DSR alloy. I don't like that at all. I think that's very lame. And then just adding in emerald and calling it this, I think is a bit stupid. Other than that, I'm pretty happy with the materials here, but if you guys have any ideas for what those could be called instead, yeah, I think I'm just going to model some of these, and I might also model the scanner in the game, because that's also a system I want to work on, one of the last, core systems for the game that I have not made yet. So that's kind of the idea for this stream. And so yeah, I'm just going to get into it. I guess we can start with, let me think. Let's start with whatever this is going to be. I have nothing written down on it, except that it's made from steel, diamonds, and a capacitor. So some techie components, very strong, and probably blue because of, yeah. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. And this, I feel like, can be a extremely simple model. A lot of these materials are only going to be in the inventory. You might be able to drop them. Yeah, you'll probably be able to drop them onto the surface, but they won't be naturally occurring. They won't be things you are placing as permanent installations or anything, or things that you have to pick up from the environment. So they don't have to be super detailed. But I was thinking for something like this, it might, and this, I know this is gonna be very simple, but I was thinking maybe just this sort of flat plate shape with the ends going out like that. I feel like that gives it a techie look, and I also want to make sure these are very low poly, so that's why I want them to be very simple. But oh, that was not working well. There. Too thin. Something like that, maybe. Okay. Yeah, maybe like this. No. And I could also bring this in, but I don't think that would be good. Even if I did it like this. Eh? Okay, that actually looks kind of neat. If I do that for both sides. Good shape. Still seems pretty simple. And then do I want to angle these properly? That better or worse? I'd say better. Okay. And yeah, I'm just going to be rapid firing through these, seeing how quickly I can do them. Not wanting to rush them, but these are pretty simple. And I might end up redoing some elements later, so I'm gonna get something in. I think that's good. We don't need to do any sort of smoothing for this probably, right? Actually, it kind of looks good if it round it a bit. So I could mark these seams. Not seams, mark them as sharp, I meant. Yeah. And then if I shade it smooth, you still get the sharp edges, and then we get that rounding too. That's good. And then I'll create a texture for it. I'll use Yuku paint. A new image. Maybe resolution of 300. We'll see. Oh, we should also UV unwrap this. I'm doing this a bad order. Let me do that now. I feel like I just have to mark those seams, and that should... yeah, that should work. Oh, that did not work. Did I miss one or something? Oh, this is not scaled? Is that what's causing it? Yeah. I can just apply all transforms. Okay, that's a lot better. And then if I check over here, yep, there's no distortion on the angles, and then on the area. This is something very easy to like UV unwrap. Yeah, it's not big. Thing I gotta dwell on, although I'm seeing this is so stretched out that's causing these shapes to have to be smaller, so we might want to add in an extra seam here. And I mean, it'd be best to do it down the middle here, but then that would be adding extra geometry we don't need, unless we could utilize it for some extra like visual definition. Is that better? It looks too much like, I don't know, satellite? Don't they have that sort of shape? That's kind of cool. Okay, that's a bit too sharp, but I kind of like that. Maybe just a small amount. That gives it a nice little shape, yeah. And then, yes, we can now mark this as a seam. Redo the wrap. And yes, now that's a bit better. Utilizing all the space well. And I might want to straighten these out like this. That'll make the art look a little... Oh, okay, that just did not work. What just happened? Okay. How do I get there? Okay. It's still not working. Awesome. Okay, so maybe I won't do that. That's okay. I guess that's not working. And then we can just, there's not much that can be done here. Look at all, but I'll just pack it real quick. Oh, actually, that's a lot better. Wow. Is it? Or is that the exact same? I think it's utilizing the space more. I can't tell. Well, cool. That's all packed. And actually, we want to do this with a bit of a pixel margin. Make a large one. Okay. Let me just check to make sure the chat's working. Oh, that's my thumbnail. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Back this. Then we can go and start doing some painting. So if we're gonna start with a solid color, so let's just do that real quick. Anything in that sort of range. Resolution doesn't matter here, but we'll also set it to at 300. Put this below. And I'm not seeing it. Okay, so we are getting, it's working. Interesting. Why is this not showing up? Did I tie it to a mask? Or... Oh, I think I might have. Yeah, I did. Okay. That's working now. But this is too high resolution. We don't need that much. Yeah, we don't need that much resolution for the pixels. So, let's change that. I don't think we can do that without making a new layer. You can? Wait. Oh my god, this tool is incredible. Can you actually do that? No. No, it's not working. Is it? Okay, it's working, but it does erase your image, it looks like. Huh. That's still great. Yeah. That's probably a good amount. Okay. So I'm not good with modeling text stuff because it requires lots of sharp edges and things. I think usually people, not usually, but people often use generated like textures for this. There's a term for that, I'm forgetting the name of it. It's like, what is it? I forgot. But yeah, we can do this by hand. I think we can come up with some cool shapes for this. We don't often use it, but there is a line tool that we can use. Yeah. We can do this for, we can use this for some modeling. Why is it fading off like that? Weird. Okay, it's working. And let's also just change this to a solid color with an image mask. So we can control how it looks a bit better. Great. We need a much smaller brush. Yeah. Okay. So what sort of shape should this have? Actually, maybe a bit of a larger of a brush. Don't want the pixels separating like that. You'd have some, yeah, that sort of effect might be something. I don't know, these are not looking good. I definitely want some paneling, so different, like, separated pieces, so we could try that. And what if in between this? Okay. This is something. Is this what people talk about when they talk about over-designed superhero outfits? We don't need that. I don't like that trade-off, that's weird. These we can probably continue. We turn them. Actually, yeah, I like turning them. Oh no! Okay, whew, that was scary. Sorry. Blender, and it's when you click Control Z, it's always a gamble if it's gonna delete everything. Oof. Actually, we can probably repeat this on the bottom too, which means we. We'll have to do a little bit of weird UV stuff for that, but that's okay. I'll just move forward. What do we do in this area, though? Oh, I know why the size of these lines seem inconsistent. It's because Blender, when you when you zoom in and out, it doesn't change your radius of your brush. Is there a way to fix that? Doesn't look like it. I can look up later. But that does explain that. I got like a square here just for no reason doesn't look good. I want some of this like pattern. It doesn't really work outside the middle of it. Maybe like that's the same thing I just said. Oh wait, that's kind of good. Just that, and then if I continue it. I'm definitely going to make this a bit less contrasty after, so this isn't like too much visual noise. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And then let's start filling in some of the colors. So we'll create a layer between these two. Have a dark blue for now. Yeah. And does the fill tool work? I don't think I've ever tried it really. No. I mean it does, but not in this context. Just painting in these shapes. Then clean up a little bit. Okay. And how would this, well, I'll wait till after we finish texture. Okay. Now we can modify these colors freely, so we can make this look however we want. So that's kind of neat. I like that green. I want to keep this blue. It's a good thing I clicked on YouTube below. I catch your stream. Oh, awesome. Hi. Welcome. I'm doing a little modeling stuff, and then we're gonna work on the UI for the crafting system. Don't expect, I don't know, too much talking, because I don't think this will be a very active stream. Not a lot of people coming in, but that is totally chill. Okay. Yeah, do I like how this is looking? I just think some of this pixel art is a little bit ugly. I think some, you know what might be good if I'm gonna add in some ambient occlusion. Yeah, so we're gonna create a new, a solid color image mask. Set to black for now. Place this at the top. How are you? Are we? I'm pretty good. Except for the fact that I was up till 6 a.m. and then woke up an hour before this stream. That wasn't great, but I did watch 3 movies during that period where I was awake, and that was cool. I was working on my other game. Okay, back to what I was doing. again. Still very new to this tool. Yes. And we're going to use that same resolution. For the movies, you can ask that, yeah. I don't mind you asking that at all. I watched. Wait, what did I watch? Oh God, I watched Vanilla Sky. It's a Tom Cruise movie. And then I watched 2 movies from David Fincher, the guy who did Fight Club and Gone Girl and like a million other movies. I watched Panic Room and Seven. I gotta be honest, Seven was good. It wasn't great. A lot of people say it's like one of the best movies. I didn't feel that way. Okay, is this working? This is the ambient occlusion. I'm not seeing any sort of edged lines. Okay. That's weird. Maybe instead I could try... Oh, wait, there's a ramp. Yes, let's try the ramp. Still nothing. Okay. Then... we'll try edge detect. Huh? Still nothing? Is it because it's at the multiply? Oh! That's something. But it's weird, it's coming up from like the bottom. Let's try ramping it. Just want some edge wear. That's not what I want. Stop. Why does that look so bad? Okay. So the best thing I would do would be to get like a dirt texture and then use this as the mask for it. But I don't feel like doing that right now. It'll look better once it's baked, because then it'll also have the right pixel resolution, but... Wait, does this have a built-in dirt thing? I thought it did. Yeah, it's got dust. What's that like? Okay. Weird what it's choosing to highlight. Yeah, not liking that. I think this is okay. Maybe I could add some extra detailing later, but this is only something you're going to be seeing in the inventory. How does it look handled together? Because it is supposed to be some sort of plate. And I know that these, like, shapes in between don't make much sense, but... Did you see Fantastic Four, or do you plan to? I do plan to. Opening night, yeah. I'm excited for it. Imagine it rounded, though, around some sort of shape. I think that's cool. Okay, and then real quick, I am going to have to save this texture just so it doesn't delete. Well, yeah, let's save it, and then I'm gonna do some UV editing, and then let's get a little thumbnail of it and add to the game, and we'll work on some others. This is not my best work, by the way. I think the others are gonna look a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, start by baking it. Where do we do that? I'm very new to this tool. Oh, here. Yeah. Okay. I'll bake that. Same resolution as we were working on. closest for the pixel art, GPU compute. Great. And then I have to save this. I have to do this off screen so that you guys can see all my files. My assets or my textures, so that's great. Will there be character customization in this game? Perhaps. I have some ideas for that, but that would be down the line. Right now I'm building up like the core systems of it, or attempting to. Right now we're modeling something that looks very ugly, but I do think a problem I have is when I'm on stream I do tend to rush, so I wonder if there's a way around that for like myself, or if I might just have to like do stuff that I can rush on stream, and seemingly this is not one of those. Okay, how do I need to overlap this geometry so we get, you see now we're getting the texture on both sides, which is what we want, but how do I get it perfectly aligned? Is it, oh, I think I know what to do actually. I lock these vertices, isn't that a thing? Can't you do that? I can stack groups, yes. But I need to lock these ones so they won't move. That'll mess with the texture. Never doing that. This is a tool called, yeah, UV Packmaster 3, by the way. It's great. Definitely check it out if you use Blender and do UV unwrapping. Here it is. Lock. Okay. Can I just lock these vertices now? Isn't that a thing? I have to group them. Okay, so I've never done this before. So I think I just group these together. And then I'm now locking them, so if I packed it... Okay, so that did not work. Did it? Well, no. Not at all, actually. Huh. What is this the texture of? Something called a manta plate, just some sort of like industrial, like really strong plating for like the internal structure of certain buildings you can make. That's like the explanation for it. Okay, what the hell am I doing here? I'm just gonna get back to this later. I'm not liking how this is looking. I'm not gonna waste anyone's time with this. And in fact, let's just do this on one Blender window or project to make this a bit quicker. Let's move on to... Oh, cool. Thanks. What I'm thinking, cryo glass. Let's do that. No, I don't like doing. Yeah, glass is hard. Let's do cobalt steel, which is also going to be very basic, to warn you. So, the way I do steel, because I did model steel recently, and again, it's very, very simple, is it's literally just a cylinder with 8 vertices, rotated, stretched, and then for the UI version, there's 3 of them, like this. And then this one's placed right in the middle between them, so copy this. Nope, not like that. And go back there too. Okay. And so it's just that. But so cobalt steel is like basically just stronger steel. That's the idea. I'm not good with like naming and like knowing how things are made. So that's the very basic idea it had. So I'm thinking, how can I make this steel look a bit different? Do I do it just texturize, or do I change the actual model? I think I changed the model. We could emphasize that stronger by only having one very, like, chunky little cylinder instead of having 3. That might do it. That's still pretty basic. I could switch it from being the cylinder design to being plates. That could also be an idea. Dice, if you have any ideas for this, you can let me know. What beveling look like on me? Not sure. We might just want to use one big cylinder of this stuff. That might work. In which case, we can just start doing the modeling. Well, we have to apply transforms, and then fetch it. Why is this not working? Unlock groups. Saying this is out of proportion, but why would it do that to itself? I applied all transforms. I can just manually move these. That's weird though. I don't know why my packing tool isn't working. There. Blue is good. Just so for anyone watching, this is what you want. You want blue. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And do a quick notes up. Solid color. Will edge detect work now? Well, here we create a solid image, solid layer with image mask. I think we only need like 70 pixels for this. And a new mask, edge detect. I don't like the multiply thing. I do think we need to replace. Will that give us what we want? I don't use replace often as a blending mode. Yeah. Yeah. That's it. And then we ramp it. Now it definitely looks a little bit cleaner, and obviously, not obviously, but yeah, this will be pixelated once I bake this, and then we can remove specularity real quick. We don't need that. We don't have that. We have that. I don't like how it's so defined here, and then gets very. There's not much edge going on over on that side. Can I work on that all? Yeah, that's good. And then I'm gonna look at pictures of cobalt real quick. Do you have anything written down for this? No. And cobalt steel is a thing, I think. Or it's... yeah, that's a thing that people have called things before. It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility. And it looks like, yeah, every picture I'm looking up is in that cylinder shape. Obviously no sorts of detailing, like, because it's supposed to be, it's just like a metal or an alloy. But anything I can do to make it look a bit unique, drawing off of any inspiration. I'm not showing my screen, by the way, for this. I'm just in case. I'm not good with, like, making sure I don't show any personal stuff. I could just make it blue, I guess. That's all I can see. Oh, and maybe add some, like, stretching like lines going around it. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. Cool, cool. So let's make this a much more vibrant blue. Let me closer to that. And we can make it metallic, yeah. But I'm not sure if I'm gonna have metallic in the way my game is gonna be shaded, but we'll see. It also makes it a bit hard to work with, so might not want it. Let's turn it down for now. Okay. So this is good, except, yeah, let's add some stretching. I think we can do that using... We'll do another solid color image mask, and then... for the mask, which of these do we use? Yeah, we just use stretch noise. We can do it along UV, I think. This should give us, yes, so we now get this extra little texture here, but we're gonna remove it in a second. Not remove it, but change the way it looks a lot. Now if we stretch one of these, yeah, we get that. Yeah! Perfect! Alright. Still got it. Now if we adjust the scale a bit. Probably that looks good. Bit more roughness, but eh. I like a little bit of distortion too, honestly. That's good. We don't need it. However you pronounce this, laconarity? I don't know. Maybe a little bit less scale just because we're about to pixelate it, so it'll be hard to see what's going on. And we don't want this on the ends. That looks weird. So for that, I think what we do is we add another mask. Just looking, no, yeah, let's just add a new mask. Resolution that we're using, 70. Sure. And then we're gonna switch this to subtract. Now if I texture, oh, why remove everything? Oh, because it went below it. What? Oh, yeah, so now look, I'm painting the mask back on. Okay. Good. And we can even do this in the texture painting section. We just want to paint back on here. Is it that way? No. Not seeming to be doing anything. This one? Come on. Sorry, I'm still talking. No, you're fine, you're fine. You don't have to talk. Don't, yeah, you're all good. It's not this one, because this wouldn't be white. Oh, it is this one. Okay, never mind. I'm just dumb. That actually makes sense, because I said to subtract. Okay, there. So, now we have the stretching here, but obviously we have, like, a lighter color here, and then it gets very dark, so we can work on that just by adjusting it with a ramp. Yeah, here we go. That looks simple enough. And what happens then if we fake it? Fake it to 70. What do we get? Okay, that is too low. Very too low. Wait, can I just adjust it here? Uh-oh, that messed it up. Uh-oh, that messed up a lot. Why is it... Do I have to get rid of the bake now? No, it's not. God damn it. I should probably go back to Substance Painter. This Blender's still not great for texturing. This removes your work all the time. What is going on? What happened to the noise? The noise I put here. What? I have it. There's still the noise input. Is it something to do with this track player? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so this layer got messed up somehow. Cool. Yeah. Okay, put that back. Please don't do that again. And then make it, and we have to be careful here because we don't want that to happen again. So I feel like we did 70. Do we want to try maybe 160? Interesting. I actually do like how the sides look a lot, but except we don't want these edges here because it's supposed to be a smooth shape, so I'm gonna fix that. This is too flat that we want to add some sort of detailing here. I can look up an image of antistrophicae, I think that's how you pronounce it, and put that here. So let's get rid of the bake. Okay, still working, good. And we're going to, hopefully this works. Go into edit mode. Mark these shapes as sharp. Great, now it's smooth. We shouldn't... I feel like we're still getting lines there. Let's see. If we rebake it. Oh, no, we don't! That's pretty good looking, I think. Is this our seam? I think it is. Which means we could, we just flip it around then so we don't see it. Or we'll have to readjust the position. Yeah. Okay, cool. I think that looks okay. And then we just want to make sure this looks a bit better because that's ugly now. So let me find some antistrophic, or we can make it ourselves. Or is it not how you pronounce it? Let's see. That's what happens if you like a pan or something. You get this weird pulling towards the middle. It's a interesting lighting thing you get with metal. Antistrophic. Yeah. No, it is. What's it called? Something in Blender. Anisotropic, that's it. I actually think we might be able to make that ourselves. Let's try that. So for this, we'll make, new image mask, so we have maximum control. And we'll need a... Isn't there some sort of circle pattern we can use? This doesn't have one. I thought there was. Let's wave. wait, no, I meant to add that as the mask. Okay. Actually might have been good for the extra of it. Oh, rings, rings. Yes. Huh? Okay, let's adjust. No. I think something called rings would give you what you want, but I'm looking for rings. That's neat. That's cool. But sadly, that is not the luck we're going for with this. Okay. Let's look for another one. That. What is magic? No, that's definitely not it. That looks really neat, though. Yeah. Okay. So I guess, yeah, what we... What would be the easiest way of doing this, then? I guess, okay. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna download a little image of anisotropic metal from like a free-use source. Then let's add it in. Let's create a new image with image mask. And then as the image mask, I'm gonna open up the texture, but let's do this the screen off just in case. So we now have the mask laid on here, and we need to control where it is. I'm not even seeing it at the moment. Do an offset, do we see anything? Oh, set this to replace. Okay. Oh, there it is. Look, it's right there. That's what we want. That's actually perfect. Okay, so we just need to mask it out in the areas we don't want it. Okay, nice. New inch mask. Let's grab. Or just... Yeah, sure. Texture paint. If I were to then start painting, does it Bring it in. Okay, so we just want it on the circles. Copy this. Is that. There's one, I guess. That'll do it. Nice. How's it going, hi, Bat Hangout. I'm just doing some simple models for my game, and then we're gonna add them into the UI and do some work on that. It's going pretty okay. Ramp this. I thought an Easter egg you added this game. What? Okay, what is it? I'm not like that interested in Easter eggs, but yeah. What are you thinking? Let's see how this looks now if I bake it. Don't like what's happening with the edges here. Maybe we should smooth them out so we don't get that. Oh wait, then we're not even using the edge detect at all, so we should just get rid of it. Hi, King Kraken Games. Guitarist from Doctor Who. Yeah, sorry, that's not. I'm not doing that. Okay. Alright, I guess, is there any way to get this to ramp without a wrong thing? Oops. Any way to get this to ramp without disappearing? Because we don't want it to be so blurry. I could use a different texture because I have a couple options actually. Let's do that, yeah. Never mind. I think this is good. Maybe. Let's use it for now. And honestly, let's just use this as a demonstration of how I make the thumbnails for items and stuff. It's very simple. And then if I need to, I can make some modifications. But I think the base here is pretty good. They're already set to no specularity. Should be. Great. So what I'm doing here is I'm just placing a couple lights. One light facing the front, that's a little bit further away. And then we do want like some backlight as well. And we can use a bit further too. Once I think the lighting kind of represents it well enough, then I grab the camera, cursor or camera view, go to the camera view, and then just get the position I want. Set the resolution to I mean, this is obviously too much, but it'll be fine. I definitely am going to do a lot of optimization for the textures, including these. We don't need them to be this big, but like that. Okay, and then we go to render, film, turn transparent on. If I render this out, we'll have our little, oh, we have the other item we made. Turn that off in the render. And then also switch this to EV. We don't need cycles for this. There. Okay, now let me just save. And let's do the other one. And we could probably use the same lighting set. Oh, it looks like the texture got messed up. What a surprise. Let's see if I can fix that. Thanks, you can paint. Yeah, I'm gonna go back to Substance Painter. I think it maybe did switch. Oh, what just happened? What is happening? Looks like it isn't using the baked texture, so I can. That's something I can fix. We did bake it. Although it does remind me to make sure I save this baked image. Do that real quick. So see, I'm not gonna pretend I'm not dumb. I did just override the text we made for this thing, which is why it was appearing incorrectly. But that's okay, because it really wasn't great. So I'll do this one later. But we do have one item in, and I do really want to do the scanner, so I'm gonna work on that a little bit later. It's already been an hour. Oh my god, I haven't done anything. What is it again? Ben 10 PS. I like it again. I don't know what you're talking about. This is not Ben 10 related at all. Let's open up Unreal Engine and let's start working on adding this in and some UI stuff. Let's actually get some work done. I think I'm going to stick to maybe modeling aliens on stream because that's something that I'm a bit more familiar with. Just opening Unreal Engine up. It might lag the stream a little bit, just to warn. %. Alright. Let me close Blender down. Goodbye. Yeah, here. Let's save it, but what difference? Okay. So, I do just want to showcase some stuff I've worked on, because I actually have made some pretty good progress recently, contrary to what you'd believe by just watching me for like an hour. So, I have made some pretty big changes to the UI. Some are very much temporary, like I'm going to change them later on, but still I think it's a good start. So as you notice, the hotbar looks a bit different now. The inventory also, we now have this scroll bar, and we have these images. Before it was just like a black box here. Oh, let me actually increase the window here because it's cutting off the game a little bit. That should be a little bit better. Just giving myself a little bit of wiggle room there just in case things show up. But yeah, and everything still works. As you can see, here's that steel I was talking about before. And so this is just a much more pleasant way of looking at the inventory. The other thing I did was do this for the crafting and building inventory. Well, for the building, for the crafting inventory, but I actually made the building inventory. That wasn't a thing before. Not inventory, UI. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words. You're deving in Unity? Nope, this is Unreal Engine. I just said Unreal Engine. So as you can see, this is huge, by the way. Look, I got all of my crafting resources in here. The ones that don't have images yet, like the ones we were just working on, like cobalt steel, is just white, or it has a placeholder texture. But these all have their proper recipes, and you'll see that it does actually display it. The red text means you don't have that recipe. You're fine, Dice. Obviously, it is getting cut off a little bit, the text, so that's something to work on, but that's a small thing. This was actually, I mean, I'm pretty proud of this. For me, this is some good code, because I did this all on my own, and I know it's not anything revolutionary, but for me, that's something. And yeah, so we can look at all our items, and if we have enough resources for one of them, it will show up here. So, for instance, just to test it out, I have the flashlight resource, or the flashlight tool, set to require 1 Cowlin to create, or to craft. So, oh, it looks like I forgot to code a way to exit this inventory? What? It's worked before. Okay, that was weird. It is working now. Okay. So we can just pick up Miss Cowlin. Please work on Alienverse more. Brother, I spent 6 hours straight working on it yesterday. Please go away. And yeah, look, now these resources are glowing and we can craft them, and they're added to our inventory. So now if we look at inventory, we should have 2 flashlights, because you spawn with one. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. And then for building, if I go to my nano builder over here, we have the exact same UI, except different items. Well, because these are buildings. And these cost more resources typically. But these all are functional as well. Except this one, this is blank. But what I want to work on, because this is something I think I can feasibly do on stream, I am confident about this, what we're about to do, is change the way that these pop-ups appear. Right now they appear on the upper right-hand corner of where you're selecting. I think that's ugly and a little bit hard to read. And it does mean I don't have much room for giving descriptions of these resources. So to change that, I'm going to make it... Let him have his other game. He has put blood, sweat, tears, and hilarious face. Sorry, done with it. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is make the pop-up always appear on the right side right here. This will give me a lot more room. Like, it'll be a much bigger pop-up. And so let's just work on that. And then I think what I might want to do is start writing some descriptions for these buildings. That might be a fun thing to do on stream. I think that's something I can realistically do. Leave the heavy coding stuff for my own time. By the way, the thing that was blank is decal. I was working on adding decals to the game. Right now, they're not that functional because obviously it's flipped. But yeah, that is what that is. And it's not letting me stop building them, too. Yeah, decals are a tough thing to do, at least for me. I mean, I can explain why, but I don't want to do that right now. It's a whole thing. Okay, so let's just do some coding. We're going to go to the... Let's start at the crafting system, at the UI. So for the crafting info, we can keep this whole setup we have here. So what I have is, we have the item name here, the description, followed by the image of it, right? Don't I have the image of it? Is that thing? Or no, I just have the a wrap box, which will include all the recipes, or all the items and that require it. That's the recipe, yeah. So how do we want to change this? I think actually the first thing to do would be to select or to position it correctly. So for that, how should we do this? Right, so let's get rid of this code. So right here we're setting the position based on the position it's given when it's created, and we don't want to do this at all. But do we even need to do it here? Let's take a look at when we're spawning this from a menu slot. And this is all code I did, by the way. So I can do a little bit. Let's see. Thanks, Dice. We're looking for the widget spawner. Where's that? Here. So, what happens to the widget if I don't give it a position? Where will it spawn? It has a canvas panel, right? Yeah, so then if I just position it on this canvas panel, it'll spawn presumably there. So we can just set it up, can't we? Okay, well that's ugly as sin, but we'll work on that. So what happens now? And we want to anchor it to the right side instead. It should now always spawn there. And by the way, what I'm doing here is, this is a debug thing I have coded, so if I click the numpad, it lets me spawn items in. Yes, okay, it's getting cut off, but you can see that it is now spawning on that side. So how do we make it... Sorry, I have my mod instincts. I'm a mod for another YouTuber. You're fine. No, I wasn't being sarcastic when I said things. Actually, do you want to anchor it to the middle? Is that better? I'm not good with anchoring yet. It's an annoying thing in UIs. Okay, look, they're all spawning there now. Okay. Interesting. So what happens if I move it off the canvas? loop back like Pac-Man or what? That's like the same position. Huh. It seems like what's affecting it is not where I position it, but where I anchor it. That's odd. Okay, so what if I anchor it to where I want it to be? It spawns there. Okay. Sure. And if I stretch this out a bit to be more like the actual game window? Okay. So, let's move the panel to the right size. And for now, let's remove this image, because it's just going to be annoying to look at until we have it all set up right. Is there... Can we size this to content? Oh, no. Oh, actually, yes. There. So let's restart this and see what we get then. Why is it still showing up? I just changed that. Oh, because it's... I only hid it. I didn't actually... Yeah. Here. Hidden... Visible. Yep, okay. So that's just for testing so we can see what's going on. And we can move this panel to the left as well. Oh! My whole screen cut out for a second. That was weird. Hopefully, you're still there. Oh, it just happened the second time. I don't know what's happening to my computer. Okay. We're good. You know, I'm just thinking about if... If we're... Okay, I actually have an idea. This might not need to be its own widget. It could be connected to the to the crafting, Huh? The stream is still on? Awesome. Yeah, no, I know it's still on. It got messed up for a second. This can be connected to the crafting grid. Or wait, no, not crafting grid. We used something else. It's, crafting menu. Is this it? Or is this the old? No, this is it. We can have it be part of the crafting menu and have these communicate between each other. Maybe? Okay. I have ideas. Or no, we do what would this... Huh. So I'm just thinking, because communication between things is the hard stuff in UE for me. Okay. Okay. What if we tried that? How would crafting grid know? See, this is no code in it right now. These menu slots know what recipe they have, and they would have to slide that over to their parents, the crafting menu, and then slide that over to crafting info if we were to do it that way. So I guess it's better to not do it that way. Okay. No, I'll keep doing it the way I'm doing it right now. Oh wait, we're saying its position. Oh, this is why it's acting weird, because we're still saying its position. I'm dumb. So it's saying it to 0, 0, so it's just saying it to the anchor point. Huh. Yeah, look at that. So that's more like we wanted. Okay, that's cool. That makes sense. And we'll make sure to size it correctly and everything. And I'll figure out a better way of doing this later, but doesn't mean any of this code will have to change. This is still good. Shrink it a bit. More like there. Right? And it should be pushing in a bit too far left, which is good. Yes. That's good, because then we're gonna move the crafting menu to the left. Just a little bit like that. Make sure that blur background blur is a bit sized up. Okie dokie, that should be good. What does that look like? Cool. So look, we're still, honestly, that already is doing what I wanted it to do. You're still getting the recipes. You're still getting the title. We're just going to move the description, because right now it's in that very small text box. So I think we're going to have the recipe, and we're going to do text, recipe, description underneath that. And that should be the best way of doing that. I think we can do it with, what's it called? There's something for that. Let's see. We're doing the tapping, so yeah. Right now this is just all on one canvas, or one overlay, so we're going to fix that for sure. What is it called? Type of panel, yes. No. Is it a vertical box? Is it? Full box? No. Let's try a vertical box. Let's place this in here. Yeah, we can place it outside of the overlay, because we're going to get rid of the overlay. And what if we place our text box? Well, we don't want this to be part of it, do we? No, we want it to be the recipe. Well, let's try. Okay, so it's gone now. Cool. It's over here. And then place the description. No, we'll place this wrap box, because this is the recipe. And then place underneath that the description. Okay. And now we're getting this ugly thing. And if I move this vertical box, leaving behind this block, why is that? I am so confused. Okay, well, let's move it over here, stretch it out, see what's going on. The idea here is that we're going to lay out all three of those items in a neat order. But right now, what happens if I just play it? Oh, okay, well, we're still getting... So the descriptions are at the top left for some reason, but we are still getting the recipe and the text. Why is the description being positioned in such a weird place? What's causing that? Is it still part of this vertical box? I can see that. But it's not moving with it. That's very weird, because this is supposed to be a wrap box. It's supposed to order them together. Huh. Wait, let's stretch this. Is this the right thing to use? That was. Scrollable collection. We don't need a scrollable collection. Yeah, I'm seeing... It looks like what I'm using is the right thing. I'm just using it wrong, I assume. Okay. And this doesn't have any role to play, no. So, the idea is that the recipe would go down if the description... Or no, we want to... These are ordered wrong. No, they're ordered right. That the recipe could be so large that would move the description down. But is that... No. So, I position it so that it should be text, recipe, description. That's not happening, so that's very wrong. What dumb thing am I doing? It's not letting me move this. That's weird. Being moved by translation, but it itself cannot move. Because like this has a the vertical box here has a position I can modify, but this does not. That's interesting. None of these do. I mean, we could just align it ourselves, but that doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Sort of alignment thing. Oh. We want it to be stacked. The whole point of this is to stack items. Okay, what if let's just test something out. Can we, how much can we reverse? Okay, a pretty good amount. Yeah. So let's just create a vertical box and just put stuff in that vertical box and see what happens. Because the idea here is that we just get them laid out vertically. Yeah, look at that. See? That's what I should be getting here. But that is not what we're getting. Okay. Actually, no, that's good. That's right. What if this text block had more text in it? What would happen? It would just go on forever. We wanted to start wrapping down. Maybe that could be the source of some of the issues. Okay, I'll consider what to do about that. That could be causing some problem. Let's try a wrap box, actually. I'm curious. Will this give us anything? Now if I were to like increase this, it still just continues. I thought I was supposed to wrap. What's this happening? Oh, okay. No, oh, vertical, yes. I want it to wrap down. Darn it. That's content mode. Yeah, I want the text to like cut off here and then keep going down. Huh. Okay. I have an idea. So what if we put, because we have a wrap box already for the recipe, what if at the bottom of the wrap box we put the description? Is that anything? Would that work? Let's try. I think right now we're controlling the wrap box. Yes. Right here is where we're adding the item recipes, or the recipe to the wrap box, all the individual items. So could we just put something in that wrap box already? What would that do? If I put in, yeah, let's just put in the description into the wrap box. What happens? Okay, that's working. It's now placing it underneath the recipe. Okay. That's what we want. Okay, I think we got then. So now we just have to format this all correctly. And that's going to be very annoying to do. But we have something there. So we want this description to be in the middle, for sure. And we want that for the entire border here, I would say. Why is this kind of misaligned? Is there a reason for that? Not translation. It's not. What will be causing that? Oh, the padding. Huh. Okay. It's annoying. But is that now centered? No, wait. It's pushing the text in different directions, the description text. I don't want it to do that. I want it to be underneath it. Okay, so that isn't functioning how I want it to function. What we want is, do we put the wrap box in another box? Is that what we need to do? I don't think I should have been so confident in this. But I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna make this work, okay? I don't care who watches. I'm gonna figure this out. I want to use, yes, a vertical box. We're gonna use a vertical box. We're gonna place this border followed by this description. Okay. Put it to the middle. Why? Yeah, what is happening? Why is it shifting over like that? So weird. Oh, well, here's the. Okay, no, that's why. Is it? No, it's still shifted. I feel like it is. Yeah. It's not centered at all. Oh, whatever. Okay. And then next block. I think we're about to get some overlapping text, but let's just see what that does. Oh, is that it? Hold on now. So the description is underneath. I think what we need to do to test this is, well, first of all, let's move it down a bit, and then. But look, moving down the vertical box is not moving down the text. That's weird. The text is in the vertical box. It should be like part of it. Oh no, it wasn't. I didn't have it as part of the vertical box. That makes sense. Whoops. Now that did move it down. Okay. Cool. So to test this, let's actually add in some temporary descriptions for the crafting system. Let's just take some different things. A beacon. Give it just some placeholder. No, wait, we need placeholder recipes. No. Yeah, this is fine. One placeholder. Okay, placeholder. Do this for a couple, just to be safe. Wait, did this give 2? That's not right. Now let's go back and play it and see what happens. Why am I not seeing the description? I just added it. What? Did I not just add a description for all these items? Do I need to compile this for it to save? Do it? There. That's... What? Okay, now what's happening now? I gave this description, but it's not showing the description? When the new Alienverse update coming out? This is not the... Come on, you get your etiquette in order. Come on, this is not the place to ask that. Interesting. Interesting. Why would it not show the description? That doesn't make any sense at all. Okay. Well, let's go over to our crafting info. and look at the description. It's linked to data description. And I assume that's given to it by the slot when it's created, or... No. Here. How does it get description? It's inherited from a parent. Okay. But I didn't see that. Is he getting it from the craft menu item? I assume so. And that's correct. That'd be the right place to get from. What is this? How does it get the description? Because I could just grab it from here. Right? Would that not work? Forgot about how these work. Oh no, yeah, it is grabbing it from here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, cool. I was right. Why are these two different things? They look very similar. Huh. Okay. Which one is it using? That didn't fix it, did it? That fixed it. Okay, that's stupid. That's really dumb. That's really stupid, but okay. So what we should be seeing is whenever the recipe is too long, or it extends a bit to the next line, the placeholder text should be pushed down as well. But none of our options that we chose to place the text in wrapped, so we need more. We need different things. Just place on everything. One of these is bound to be the right one. That's going to show us if this is working or not. Okay. I think that's pretty... Oh, that should be one. Okay. That's pretty much everything. Now is this going to work? Look! Okay, it's working! Yes, it's actually working. Look how this item right here, the description where it says placeholder, is... at that position, and then with this one where the recipe is longer, it wraps down to the next line, it moves the recipe, or it moves the description down. That's what we want. Oh my god. Thank god. It's working, it's working, it's working. Okay. Let's fix all of our tabs. Can you, like, multi-delete? You can't. Yeah. Go away. Can you click delete to get rid of a tab? No. Okay. Now we can make it actually look good. Well, you know, look okay. We can translate this a bit higher up. Yeah. And then just make it a lot bigger. That was such a small size. Not that size for sure, but just something where you can actually read it, you know? And for that matter, we can also make this text larger now. Like 35. Is the stream buffering? Someone sent a loading screen like emoji in the chat. Okay, look. I'm actually thinking about this a bit. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, guys. I'm really dumb. I don't think I had to do that. Any of that what I just did. Because we can just place the text further down and not have to worry about any of this, because no recipe will be long enough to reach it. That was really, really dumb. But that's how it goes with me. But yeah, I learned a little bit, I suppose. Maybe place this here. What happens if we, I can't really test because it's tied to this. Let's remove the binding. What happens if we just place a bunch of, like, when does it wrap? We just need to make sure. What is this? Why is it? It's just like cutting itself off. We want it to go down to the next line. Why is it like this? Does it need to be placed in a wrap box to fix this? Oh, yeah, there we are. Okay, never mind. Oh, and we can even choose when to wrap it? Wait, why did it just start being weird? Okay, well maybe let's ignore that because that seems to be causing some weird Unreal Engine glitches. And if we... Can we give it some padding so we don't have it all the way at the edges? Why did it just like change its size? Why is it changing its size when I move my cursor? That's... Why did it do that? I don't know what that's about. Well, this is... We don't want it to wrap at this point. Okay, now it's back to normal. This is so weird. Why is it doing that? Okay, whatever. Unreal Engine's weird. Gave it a little bit of padding. Not on the top or bottom, but left and right. Maybe 3. No, we'll do 5. Okay. Give it that binding again. And what's that like? Okay. It is placing. For some reason it's shifting a little bit. That's odd. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, the description is placing correctly. The recipe is now not correct because we removed the vertical box, so we can fix that quickly. Just by giving it horizontal alignment, I believe, and then... Yeah. And then translating it down to like here. We can move the text up a little bit too. Yeah, here we go. That's all working. Perfect. Okay. We can work on making this a bit more readable, and then we can work on some descriptions as well. Yeah, that seems to be a good course of action. Okay. Maybe is that text too big? No, it'll be fine. That's good. So, I am seeing that as hard to read the red text, which would be helped by giving it proper background. So let's go about doing that real quick. For that, we should be using an overlay. But actually, no, we should be. Well, no, we don't, because we're using a canvas panel. That's dumb. Whatever. I don't think it's causing any issues. We need to grab... Let me get it from here. Yes, we can still use this asset. No, we can't. We have to switch it to... this? Yeah. Okay, so let's fix the stretching. Oh, actually, that already looks okay. But no, we want to rotate this. And why is it scaled like that? Because it's in the overlay, that's why. I'm committing a bunch of sins right now, just so you guys know if you don't use Unreal Engine, but um I gotta do this to make it work for now. Rotate it 90 degrees. And then we're gonna scale it how we want it. Let me do it up here actually. Oh. Fix the anchor. And the alignment. Okay. And let's size it. Yeah. Okay. Then if we turn off this, okay, that's something. Look, I did the thing I said I was gonna do. It just took 40 minutes. Okay. And yeah, we can read it a lot better now, the text. Sick. Okay, let's just figure out why is the render opacity like that? It's because I set the render opacity to that. Okay, well that's a quick fix. Anything else, or is that fine for now? I think. Yeah. It's definitely easier to read, I think. A little bit simpler. And yeah, let's just create some quick descriptions for these items. Why not? Okay. And I think I'm trying to think about the best way of doing this. For item descriptions, I think we want to give like an accurate description of what the item does. Well, and then also have some like interesting like lore bit about it, or like how do you say, or like some fun thing. We'll do this here at the end data. Yeah. So for instance, I do think I have a couple descriptions of these already made actually from my Trello, so let me bring those up. Oh, are they not here? Right. Oh, so here's one. Yeah, so I wrote one for the solar board in the game. So it's just a circuit board. If we go here, place it in. This has no actual use. It just needs to have like some more information in the description. Yeah, look, it's placing. Looks like, yeah, we do need to do some adjustments to the wrapping. But that's cool, yeah. It's giving a little description of the item. And why is it wrapping wrong? I can't even tell. Text is acting so annoying. Okay, yeah, you know that we just need more padding. Yeah. 25. That's too much. 20. No, 15. 10? 10. And then what if we turn this off and on? Yes. We can do a little bit more. We do like 13. And we also, like, we could turn the size down a little bit. We can do 19. Yeah. No, I wanna add more padding. Let's add a lot more. It did not look good to me. We'll do 23. Okay, is that not? Okay, no, it is working. Okay. A little bit too much. 37. Very arbitrary number. That's the last one. Wait, now it's not showing up. What? Did I give it... What happened? Too much padding? I did 38,750. That makes sense. That's a bit too much. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good for now. Cool, so let's write some descriptions for these items. If anyone has any ideas, they can tell me for like fun things to add to these. So let's do the beacon. Because that's an actual like important item that you're gonna use. So I do have a description for that I can use. Where is it? There. So I have... Actually, I don't have a description for it. Never mind. Let's write one. Okay. So, the beacon in this game, the idea with it is that you place it down, and it creates a waypoint that can then lead you to that location. Very similar to other games with beacons, like Subnautica. So do I just say that, I guess? Yeah. A deployable piece of equipment. There's no spell check here, so I have to be careful. Deployable piece of equipment, which marks a location. Marks a its location on your heads up display. What I said. Useful for how I say this, useful for marking locations. I want to use the word marking twice. And making sure you don't get lost? I don't know. Useful for navigation. Sure. Useful for navigation. What else is there to say about beacon? The four prongs, the four beacons, four legs. And gyroscopic. What do they call a thing in something that makes it gyroscopic? What is that called? Is it called gyroscope? Sure. Okay. And internal gyroscope. Four sharp legs. Internal gyroscope. Secure it in an upright position. Okay. And so now if we open up the crafting menu, we'll see that description's in. Hey! That's something. Why is there no image for aluminum? Definitely made one. That's weird. Okay. And ghost cap. Both of those have images. What? Why aren't those in there? Oh, it says it is. Okay, so something odd is happening here. Let's figure out. This is a little mystery, a little bug fix. So if I look here, you don't have the icon for Ghost Cap. No. So we're gonna have to figure out what is causing that. I'd say step. Oh, you know what it definitely is? It's just that I wrote it wrong. It's almost certainly that. Let's go to the flame mesh, which will be in. Yep, it's definitely that. Let's see what it's actually called. It's just one word. That's it. That's the only problem. That's a very simple fix. There. Now, if I open this up. Yeah, now it has the icon. Okay, I thought it was going to be something fun to fix, but it was just a typo. I think there's a couple here to fix. But, I think when it comes to... Yeah, I don't know if anyone is... Anyone watching this? Let me check. No, it's fine. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make some descriptions for items if no one, minds. And... then I think I'll maybe model the scanner, and that might be the end of it for today. I think that sounds good. And then next stream I'll probably work on some code for the scanner. We'll see how that goes. But alright. Or maybe some modeling some aliens, we'll see. Cool. I definitely wrote some of these. I think I did it, so I'm playing on starting Instagram for the game, and I think I wrote them for that, but I didn't put them on my Trello, so let me pull that up. Yeah. Yep, I have one for exo-adaptive console. Okay. Exo... Or no, these are called exo-adaptive interfaces now. I changed the name. Sounds cooler. Interfaces are used for precision, adjustments... What? Can the text go away? And communication with... God damn it! With large and advanced structures. Four prongs on the back are used touch and compatible awareness technologies. There's no reason that this should be all caps, capitalized. But okay, that should then be implemented. If we then go and check, just to make sure we're doing this right. Where were we? Here it is. Yeah! Look at that! I don't know, I think that's fun. I know there's like bigger things to work on for the game, but this is fun. Okay. I joined your Discord? Cool. Any other items that I can write descriptions for? Oh, and you know, I do have to implement this for the building system too. We only did it for the crafting system. That's the one where it's going to be more useful to have these descriptions. Yeah, let's do that. Let's add it to the building system now. I think that, yeah, so let's just bring this up. Bring up our new crafting info stuff. And just copy things over bit by bit. Run with the image. And that is not being positioned right at all. We'll have to redo that. You copy anchors? Damn, huh. No, look, the anchor is right, it's just the positioning is wrong. Yeah, okay, that's correct then. And then it is all of this. I'm afraid to... I'm afraid to just copy it over. Let's see if we can just move the positions of them. So for this one, I had it at 0 translation, and oh, let's move it. Yes, okay. No, what we have to do is move the overlay. Let's do that. Yes, okay. So let's get the position correctly, and we can do that by copying the anchor. Yep. Okay. Okay. Then we can just copy over these stats, coordinates. All right. There. That's position right now. And what should we move next? Let's move the text block. Where's that? Oh, this is overlapping it correctly. There. Okay. And we can remove this image and this image. Okay. Okay. That already looks to be in the right position. Let's just increase its size to 35. Great. For this text block, I know we're gonna have to enable wrapping on it. And give it the right padding. 37. And the right size. Is 19 and more. And it's not gonna do that. Yeah, it's not. I don't know why it's showing it like that. Whatever. For its position, that's the translation we need. Cool. And lastly, let's get this the recipes in place. Or what are we doing? Our horizontal alignment is in the middle. And have some translation going on. Yeah, so this is 95, that's correct. And this should be 0. Alright, I mean, let's see how that looks. Okay, it's not working. Why is that? What is happening that shouldn't be happening? I am not seeing a problem. This is confusing. Oh, is it a Z order thing? I don't think I messed with the Z order, so no, it's not that. I didn't see any render opacity issues either. No. These are not set to hidden. Well, what if I do try doing this like a negative order? No. Is it an anchoring thing? That wouldn't make sense. These don't have anchors. Okay, what's going on? Oh, hold on. That's weird. When I set to 0, it went in front. Interesting. But that still didn't fix it. Okay. Let's check the code. Ooh, I see what's this might be it. We're still staying the position. Yep, it's definitely that. It's definitely that. Okay. There we go. That was quick. Nice. Alright, that is working exactly the same. Except we do have to move this panel now, but that is definitely going to be a little bit easier to work with now, and we can add some descriptions. So if we go to the data assets here, we can add them in. Let's see, do I have any descriptions for these buildings? I feel like I do have descriptions for these. I do, yeah. Oh, I have like a full one for this. Sick. Okay, look at this, look at this. Well, you can't look at it there, but let's open it up and see if it works. Well, we can't build it because that's a lot of materials we don't have, but I can... Wait, why is the description not coming up? Come on. Okay, so we're still having an issue where descriptions aren't popping up, so let's fix that. What's causing that to not work? Descriptions are tied to data.description. Right, so we need, yes, this is a relic. Set this to this. There. Now it's gonna work. There, look at that. That is, something is not looking right about the text. I'm actually gonna, like, fully making the UI, like, for real. Definitely gonna look at a bunch of references, because I'm just doing this, without any, which is not smart. But that did work. So let's just keep adding in some descriptions for these. Let's do the cable deployer. I know I have one for this. Probably too long of a one. Let's see. Yeah, this is pretty long. Okay, put that in. For platforms, do I have anything? Okay, I have a little bit. Solar panels definitely have description for these. Yep. And I don't have a description for wall. Like, what can you say about wall? It's just a wall. Well, that's all the buildings I currently have implemented. We haven't modeled the rest. Actually, no, it might be interesting to do building models on stream, maybe. That could be something to do. But yes, now we open this up. All these, okay, that's a long description. All these are working. So I'll have to figure out what to do about if I have a description this long, like that goes over. Honestly, I could probably just move the description up because there's no way recipe is going to be so long that it needs all that space. So we can just do that for now. Where's the translation? It's at 349. It's at, yeah, to 240. Yeah, 250. And then also do that for this version. Okay. Yep, that perfectly fits now. Cool, so we have some descriptions in, except for the wall. And we still are able to build these, and they work. Nice, okay. Let's maybe make a couple more descriptions just for fun. Let's go back to crafting data table. Yeah, I said something good about this one earlier. Extremely, let's say it's extremely resistant. Yeah, extremely resistant. Plate internal plating for large structures, or for intricate structures. I believe that's what I had used for. If I look at some of the recipes that manta plates are in. Oh, it's used in making a... Well, that's different than I thought it was for. That's a very small little circuitry device. That's very different. Don't look at all those. Those are some other projects I'm doing. Okay. Well, I guess it could still work. Yeah. Can be made in various sizes. Can be made various sizes, so it's so it can armor, so it can protect both circuitry and what do you call it, like a large machine? An industry. Whoa. Fuck yeah, sure. That works. I'm gonna pretend like that's not a very dumb sentence. Bring in a little device here, let's see. Where is it? Yeah, look. It's working. We got a description in place. Okay, the net gun. Oh, I have a description for this for sure. Let me bring that up. Here. Yeah. In this I can change to fit the style of the game better, but got that in place. What else we got here? The nano builder, I think I have one for. I'm gonna just do a different screen so I can keep switching to it. Oh yeah, I have a great one for this. Flashlight, got one for that too. Actually, I don't. Never mind. Okay, I will do that later. A flare. Yeah. Got a description for that. Let's see, where's the flare? There it is. Harvester. Got a small one. Where's that? Did I not implement that? Oh, okay. Well, I will do that later. That's good then. Okay. So let's bring in one of these. So yeah, let's see. We got a description for the net gun now. It shoots a net which keeps the creature still to be scanned. Blah blah blah. Early game item. Nano builder. Yeah, and so some of this text will be changed to fit the lore of the game, but as now implemented. Cool. So a chunk of these now have descriptions to them. Okay. Yeah, I think let's model the scanner, and that is a very important thing. I'm gonna take this one seriously. And so, I'm going to go back to doing Substance Painter texturing instead of Yuku Paint, because I'm having issues with that. Let's do it. So we can close this up and open Blender back. What's Sounds Plot going to be about? I've talked about, like, I think every stream I've done about, well, I've talked about a lot. I don't really want to, okay, I'll just say a little bit. It's in a future where the Earth is, like, pretty close to dying. Like, the actual timeline is a bit realistic. I think it's going to be, like, 100 years in the future. I don't know. I don't think that's completely accurate. It might be a bit sooner or later. But they're close to dying, and a company, Solerna, has risen to power, marketing themselves off of solar energy and off people's anxieties about, the environment. And they are just a huge mega corporation, bought up all the other companies. They've slandered other sorts of energy sources to bolster theirs. And now they have sent a bunch of people to different planets in hopes of finding one that's habitable, that can be terraformed for humans to go onto, because it's clear that there's really no hope for Earth. It's revealed that that's not actually the reason they sent people off, but that's not. I'm not getting into that now. So you're one of these people that's sent to this planet. I think it's what was it called? Candidate. Right now it's called Candidate 3470. You're sent here with 5 other people, and you are to meet with them at a rendezvous point. But none of them are communicating with you, and you learn that they all have died. And you find out why. It's these giant beasts on this planet called sky beasts. And a big part of the game is figuring out what's up with them, how can these creatures be so large and self-sustaining, and you find out it has to do with nuclear energy. And you actually learn about a conspiracy involving Salerna and the actual reason they sent you to the planet. So that's a bit of the story. But anyways. Okay. We can close you up. Bring Blunder back. Goodbye. Okay. So for this, I'm gonna... Here, I have to... push into... We'll just import everything. We don't need him to do this pose. This was for posing when you're sliding down the cable to players. And we don't need the headless version. We really just need the head, to be honest. Pose it. Great. Move the pole away. Also, this is a very big scale. Let's shrink you down. Okay. Texture still there? Nice. Just making sure. Okay. So, I was thinking for the scanner in this game, I didn't want it to be an item like in Sundown. I think it would be, or like a tool. I think it'd be better if it was a visor, similar to No Man's Sky. Because there are going to be some instances in the game where you really need to be able to scan things like really quick and from far away, and it would just make more sense for it to be a visor rather than like a tool that, yeah, but whatever. So I'm thinking maybe we can just extrude some of these vertices to start off with. And I know it'd be best to do like concept art and stuff, but yeah, like what if we start with that? And then, take this whole thing, mesh, separate, yay! Yeah, that's not what we want, but that's sort of the idea I'm going for. But I do think we should redo that. I think it'd be best to just extrude all of these and then modify it as we see fit. Let's start with that, and then let's extrude region. Nope. Log normals. Yeah. A very small extrusion. Want to see Mysterio? They both do have spherical helmets, yeah. Would you say the same about astronauts? That's like the Spider-Man villain. I like Mysterio. Okay, now we should have a lot more control over this. We don't want this to be a full wraparound like this, but we do want to... we now can decide where we want to wrap and everything. Actually, that was a bit dumb of me. We don't need to extrude it yet. Only without the visor? No, yeah. No, I understand. That was stupid of me. I should have just separated it. Ugh, sorry. In fact, can we duplicate it then? Yeah, yes. Oh my god, yes. In fact, we separate this. Then, we fan it with... We can remember the rig. Can't you do that with one of these? Not solid. Well, we could use solidify, honestly. Just for now. Yeah. Yeah, that's working. No. No. Can I just create like a black material? Is it gone already? Whatever. There. Now we are working with some very simple geometry here. Why can't I see the overlays? Oh, because of the solidify. There. Yeah. So it's pretty easy now to modify this and give it the shape we want. So this is the fun part, guys. We can choose what we want this visor to look like. It definitely should have a point in this area where it tapers off and has some sort of like circular design, I think. We can try and do that. Actually, yeah, that looks. I like that. And then we don't need all these. What I'm saying, so we can just like. Okay, is this working? You know what? You know what? Okay, I've been thinking. Every other person who has like a PNG like image for their videos, which is what I've been doing for my Sundown devlogs, they have their character express emotion with their face, which mine can't because they're wearing a helmet. But what if I use the visor to have little like expressions for my videos? That might be cool. But okay. So far, I just want to say, compared to my performance earlier in this when it came to modeling, this is a huge step up. That looks a lot better. It does look too much like a motorcycle helmet though, because that's, yeah, we haven't really done its design yet. How do we want this to look? Do we need to add like some extra geometry there? Oh yeah, like that. Yeah. I do realize though we do need to just mirror this for sure. That is the wrong way to mirror it. You need to mirror it on the negative orientation. Yeah. And turn it on too, so we work even better. And what the hell is going on here? Why is there like a separation? Do we need a... There, okay. Nice, look at that. I wonder what the shapes look like. What No Man's Sky, what is that? What's the visor look like? Oh yeah, I never understood the visor. Here, I'm gonna bring up the image. I never understood what the visor really was in No Man's Sky, because you don't wear a helmet like that. So why is it? What is like what? I don't understand that. The helmet you wear in the game does not look anything like this. So is it meant to be this? Oh, that's the scanner. But the analysis, why is it? I don't. Is it just your helmet that it's scanning from? I don't really get it. And this is a full like wraparound helmet, so that's a bit different. I guess no to that. It's just like a visor sci-fi. Okay. getting a bunch of pretty lame looking glasses when I search that. I think I'll just try and do it my own way. And we can turn. No, we can't actually. Never mind. Yeah. But there's a way to like vertex slide further than the geometry, you know? What am I doing now? I don't know. I could just switch to normal, right? Is that... Yes. Oh, I think I just want to round it a little bit to start off. Like this. But we're still up with a very bland design. And so the idea here is that we would like rotate it from this sort of axis. No, stop. Like maybe something like that, and somehow have it like collapse in the back. I don't know. I mean, it's a first-person game, so I guess it's not the biggest concern. What do we do here? That's kind of neat. It gives you like little bug eyes. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. I kind of like that. And we're gonna texture it to give it a unique look, so it won't be just black or silver or anything. That's kind of fun. Whoa. I'm actually thinking I might have an interesting idea for the visor, but I don't think I have time to do it now. It's gonna take a bit of extra work. But I like where this is headed. Okay. Anyone watching this, what do you guys think about the way this visor's looking? Like, a character can look cool, but I do want them to be like nice looking too. So I'm okay with it looking a little bit goofy. That's too serious. Just messing around here. Also do the opposite and do something like this. That's also cool. But that's more of like a helmet and less of a visor, ain't it? But that's a really neat design, isn't it? It looks like what's his name? The Dark Star? That's the bird Marvel character. I think it's Dark Star. That's pretty neat. Because pretty much everything you wear and build in this game has to have the motif of sun, because you're working for a company that's obsessed with the sun in a very superficial sense. So this imagery is good. I think we might go with that, unless someone has their opinions on it. Although I do want to make this conform more. I do need some more geometry, which I'm not sure how I would. Okay, no, yeah. This is actually pretty easy. I just cut this. Well, here, it's easier to do if we turn off the solidify. Okay, now I'm seeing why we're getting some issues. these vertices are pushed forward a little bit. Let's turn this off for a second. Not letting me cut this. Oh, we're working on the wrong side, the mirrored side there. Okay, and then make a little cut there. Is that not work? It didn't. That's fine. Just split it then. That work? It did. Okay, so we're not probably gonna mess with this versus, but now we might be able to use it to make it conform better. But we still have all quads, which is something you really want when you're modeling, and we can push this back a bit. Let's do it for here too. Okay. Now I can move this a bit. Okay, and then there's it solidified. We're still getting clipping? I guess that is a lot. Oh, that is actually quite a lot. Okay, makes sense. How do we stop that? I just like pushing it forward, but I mean, because this is gonna be just something you see in the inventory, it doesn't have to be perfect. Well, in the inventory, and then maybe like in some places, but generally we're seeing it up really close. I think we don't have to have it be perfectly conformed. That's good. It is giving some shadow, but that's because we have very harsh lights. If I take these lights and give them just a slight radius to them, which you're always gonna have, and this is very small, to be honest, of a radius. Oh, come on, we're still getting it? Is there a different light? Yeah, it's that one. Yeah. That's actually a very deep radius, but that's fine. Cool. Okay, I like that design. I think the next thing to do is to figure out exactly how we want this to collapse. Just, I mean, we don't have to like animate it, but just have that like jotted down, and then texture, and I think that's a good place to end off. But just turned out pretty good. Do we want something like that? Anyway, I think we need to set its origin. Okay, let's do that first. So let's object set origin to geometry. Oh, never mind. We need to first apply the mirror, then do that. And now it moved. Okay, please set origin. Origin. I clicked the wrong button. There. Okay, now we're rotating from an axis that makes more sense, and then we can change it now if we want. Do we want to, or do we just want to, like, theoretically decide how they should move? I think it can do a motion like that, and then we want it to just shrink. Do we want it to just be up like this? Like how people wear sunglasses for some reason? Wait, what's this look like? Uh-oh. I think I might have just come up with the answer. Uh-oh. Now they have a widow's peak. But is that a bad thing? Turn on the solidify. Oh, actually it's on already. See, look, we do have clipping, so we're gonna have to modify the shape a little bit if we were to do this. But you stretch it out a little bit. That could be the way that the visor is set when you're not using it. I'm okay with that. It does ruin, like, having that perfect, you know, spherical head, but if we give it maybe a nice color that complements it well, it won't look too out of place. We'll see. But that's cool. Okay. Nice. So, I think we're ready to do... I'm a little afraid to texture just because I've had some issues with texturing on stream, as in I'm bad at it. I might want to keep it at this just for now. But damn, does that look good? Let's just do one more thing, which is pose it. Get it ready to have a thumbnail for when I implement it. Well, actually, does it need a thumbnail? You're not going to be able to craft them, are you? Because why would you need to craft if it's part of your visor? I don't think so. Let me check what I had written down. Okay, I have it written down that you can craft it. So this is what I have at the moment. A headpiece which can scan any carbon-based matter to learn their inner workings. The scanner creates a detailed description of the creature and names it based on its more prominent attributes. You can go into scan mode by pressing a button, and in scan mode you can scan any nearby creatures, and if you have already scanned the creature before, it will tell you what it is. Scanning a creature will allow you to display at a holo display. As each creature of the Sky Beast type has their own flight pattern, each can be scanned separately, including ones of the same species, giving you more info on that species and rewarding you with cosmetics. You can tell if you have scanned a creature by green aura around it in scan mode. Okay. Potential addition: when in scan mode, you can see whether a creature can be subdued, snuck up on, etc. before you scan them, allowing you to have insight into the best way to attempt to scan them. So, looking at this, there doesn't seem to be a reason to need to craft one. You know? If it's just part of your suit, it wouldn't make sense lore-wise, and it wouldn't make sense gameplay-wise. It makes sense for the flashlight, I suppose, because there's lots of different mods that you can add onto your flashlight, and it's not part of your suit, and there's reasons to have multiple of them, potentially. So, I think we can just maybe just cross this out. Is there a way to cross things out? Yeah, let's just do that for now. Okay. But that doesn't mean... that means it doesn't need a thumbnail. Let's throw it up just in case we need it. Okay. Go back in. Let's get our camera. Do we have a camera? We have two. Whoa. I think these are all the icons for AutoRig Pro. Yeah. I imported them as well on accident. I didn't know there was a tiny guy down here. I think something like that's gonna be good posing. Like once it has its texture and all. I think I'll do something like you see in Star Trek where you have that like ring sort of look for the visor with like a light. And I don't know what I'm gonna do with this shape, but I do want to share an idea I had, and let's actually, I'm gonna do a quick model for it. I thought it'd be cool is if when you use the visor, little like antennae pop out from it, and it would create the shape of a sun, because you know that's like the whole thing. Generate mirror. Oop. A very loose sun, to be clear, but is this anything? And so these will only pop out when it's in use, like in scan mode. I don't know, I think that's kind of neat. This is actually huge, having this modeled. Yeah! Make them that same black color. They won't actually be that black color, but I think that's a cool idea too. Reminding me of something, I'm not sure what. Sick. Well, that's a pretty big thing we just did there. All right, I think that's a good place to end off. I know I didn't. Well, I think I pretty much did everything I said. I modeled the scanner. I worked on the recipe UI. And I made a couple of items, although I am not proud of them, so I'm probably going to redo them. So maybe we can strike that one from the record. But I think overall, and it's only been 2 hours and 40 minutes, not a long stream, sorry about that. But for that amount of time, I think I did some pretty good work. So, the next thing we're doing is I'm just going to... Actually, there's a little bit to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys something before I end stream. I started working on the main menu. It's nothing like good looking yet, but I just wanted to implement a main menu system because I am working on the UI and the menus now. And so right, what I'm going to do next for the game is start working on the menus. So that means like the in-game menus. We have the inventory system and stuff like that, but like, I mean, you click a button and it's like you see your inventory, and then you can like click a tab and then you see like your suit or something, and you can see like all the data you've collected from your scanner, that sort of thing. The typical stuff you see in like an in-game menu, and not just inventory. So the thing I have been working on, yeah, the menu is right here. Is this it? Working? Looks like it's not. Okay, what's that about? I swear to God this was working earlier. It was working yesterday. Why did it decide to stop? That sucks. Is it? It looks like. Oh, okay. The sky. What's it called? The sky thing I use is gone for some reason. That's annoying. What is it? What is it called? Where is it? Oh, it's probably in the map. No? Did I delete it or something? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Ultradynamic sky. Okay. I don't know why that was missing, and I have to readjust it because the clouds are supposed to be below you. But this is the menu. Look. So you got quit, which just exits you. Options, which is nothing, and start, which is plays a little animation, and then at the end it will transfer you to the next to the open world, to the map. Right now it doesn't do that just because loading that map takes a lot of time, and so I'm just, for testing purposes, I don't have it on. But yeah, so that's something else I'm working on. I know I'm doing all this stuff in a pretty, sloppy way, and it's not the best code and in the fastest speed, but I'm just learning, having fun working with Unreal Engine, and I think we are making some pretty good progress. So thank you for come into the stream, and you will see me streaming again on Sunday, where I'll be working on Alienverse. And also, I do want to say, if you are someone who watches the Alienverse stuff, my other game, I want to mention that an update adding 20 new aliens to the game is coming out on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So that's a pretty big update, which I'll talk about in like community posts and stuff. So thank you for coming, and I will see you in